All right, hold on now. I gotta make sure. First of all, somebody tell me if you can see me, and somebody tell me if you can hear me, and if I sound and look okay. Those are the questions. I don't know if I'm loving my setup yet. Am I too loud? Am I too quiet? Is there other noise? Can see and hear? Good. That is good. We see you, see and hear. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh my goodness. Sound and look stellar. I want to go that far, Chris, but I appreciate it. Sounds okay? Just okay? Here's the deal. I got a new laptop. So I used to stream from my computer, which is right behind me, which is fine, but I had to stay at the computer. I wasn't moving my whole computer desk, right? So I bought a laptop finally, so I can edit when I'm when I'm not sitting at home. I can edit upstairs. I can edit when I have downtime at work, stuff like that. The only problem is the computer's over here and the camera's over here. So I have to look over here to see chat, but I also want to talk to you. I want to look at you guys when I tell you things. You know what I mean? What's going on, everybody? We got a lot of people in chat already. I appreciate everybody stopping in. Dan E, what's going on? Alex, saw Jake McKee in there, familiar name. Zoolander, what's going on? Luke, what's going on, Luke? Robert Shea. We got Ryan, Papa, Christopher Nelson already said hello. Troy and Lisa in the house. What's going on? Nick D, what's up? Tom, that's a familiar name as well. Black Bourbon family in the house. What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing tonight? Oh my goodness. So we do have an announcement. I will not tell you right now. I'm going to make you stick around for a little bit. Let's get everything poured up. Let's talk about what we're doing. Let's talk about a couple of things coming off on the channel real quick. Nick D just subscribed. Look at that. Isn't that cool? A little thing pops up. Does a noise pop up too? I don't think it does. Pittsburgh, PA in the house. Don't love that. I'll be honest with you, but I appreciate you being here. Here's what we have. So if you didn't watch, I just got embarrassed, might be a good word to use, on Matt Madness this last Friday night. I got embarrassed. The answer key was, spoiler alert, all the same bottle. Three Knob Creek, all the same bottle. Knob Creek single barrel. I thought two of them were a rye. If that makes anybody feel good about your bourbon journey and how well you taste whiskey, that's what happened. But before that happened, people were sending me samples to review, not to review, but to like go over, to test my palate. So that's what we have here. Leftover samples because we should have been in round two, but I didn't do it. You know? It happens sometimes. So we're going to drink some samples tonight. Sounds a little echoey. Echoey? Is that bad? Is it too loud? Somebody let me know. Let me know if this is any better. I think it's too loud. It gets to the red sometimes, but we'll figure it out. That's why we're practicing. That's what we're doing tonight. Daddy again? What daddy? Go Flyers. Christopher Blumker in the house. What's going on down in Texas? A little Balcones fan, I'm sure. He's actually a Dallas Stars fan. I don't know why he's trying to come in here talking about Go Flyers. Sounds better. That's awesome. Travis, what's up? What's up? Not much. Gentlemen, Brandon Peace in the house. Gentlemen and Whiskey, what's up, everybody? Nice to see you. Johnny 5. By the way, if you're not subscribed to Black Bourbon Family, go check them out. Gentlemen and Whiskey as well. If I see any other YouTubers or if I miss anybody with a little wrench mark can put their links in the chat. Feel free to do that. Daddy again, go Flyers. Yeah, better, better, better. Good to hear. I'll try not to yell. Again, we're getting used to all this kind of stuff, new technology. But here we go. Here's what we have tonight. Big announcement. I won't make you wait long. We'll just let some people funnel in here. So we have A, B, and C. We have A, B, and C, and of course we're using our Great Whiskey Challenge blind tasting kits. Selfless plug because actually it's not even a plug. They don't give me anything except excitement of telling you about their product. Go check them out. GreatWhiskeyChallenge.com. It should be in the link in the description below. 25 bucks right now for that kit. You get the 3 glasses, you get tags that you can put on your bottles, you get podium. Do I have podiums around? I do. You get a podium, you get notepads. They're awesome. And they have some amazing other products on there as well. I just like to talk about this one all the time. Um, what kind of glasses are those? Just telling you. The Great Whiskey Challenge, the original blind tasting kits. They're hand blown glasses. They have the letters on the bottom. Here, I have more. They have the letters on the bottom, so there's like a B on the bottom of this one. You might not be able to see it. Dusty Dan's whiskey reviews in the house with our first super chat of the night. Thanks for all the support, brother. Can't wait to hear the announcement. Cheers, buddy. Dusty Dan has 7 bottles left, by the way. It's over on my desk right now because I was literally drinking it last night or Monday night on the live stream with him. I think there's only 7 bottles left. It's at Shared Pour. Search Dusty Dan's Sagamore pick and go get that before it sells out. I promise you're gonna want a bottle of it. But appreciate you, Dan. Again, if you're not subscribed to Dusty Dan, puts out amazing content. Monday nights, he gets a bunch of people together and has some fun, sends out some amazing samples to the community. So definitely check them out or check him out, but everybody else that I mentioned as well. Don't forget to like the stream, everybody. Absolutely appreciate you for that. Definitely click that like button, gets it out to some more people. But again, we got embarrassed on Matt Madness, so we're going to drink some blind samples tonight. I'm not going to guess, okay? After everything that happened to me, I'm not going to guess. I'm just going to go. We're going to have some fun. Let's say 8 o'clock. Is that too long to keep you guys hanging out? 23 minutes? 8 o'clock, we'll tell you guys the announcement. So in the meantime, though, we're going to drink some of this, talk about a couple of things that are coming up on the channel. March. March is big. March is March Madness Bourbon Bracket Single Barrel Edition, the 3rd annual, and we're doing it big this year. We are sponsored, actually, on that by Great Whiskey Challenge. They're sponsoring us this year, which means we're going to have some amazing products to give away, and we're also going to give away a blind sample set. So it's 8 different single barrels that we're going to be putting up blind against each other in a tournament style bracket, winner go home type of deal. So we're going to have all 8 of those, and then the winner of this year is going to go up against the winner of last year, which was Jack Daniel's Coy Hill. So we're going to do a bracket. I'm going to put it on my Discord only. So if you want to participate in the bracket, only because there's some rules that make it like hard to follow as far as giving you how to fill out the bracket online. So I want to make sure that people are in the Discord. That way they have a chance to ask any questions that they have. So come join the Discord. You're going to have an opportunity to do that to win some awesome prizes from Great Whiskey Challenge, as well as a blind sample of all 8 of the products that are going to be in March Madness March Madness Single Barrel Bourbon Bracket Edition. So if you win, like if you fill out the bracket correctly, I'm sure there will be multiple people that do it. It's only 8, so you're going to have to guess 7 correctly. And if you guess all 7 correctly, or if somebody for some reason doesn't, whoever has the most points at the end will be thrown into a hat. We'll pick out of a hat and give away some cool prizes. So definitely check that out. Johnny, appreciate you putting that in there. Putting out there it is too, the shared pour. I like that. Johnny, you're just on top of things right now. I think I can pin that. I don't know if I can. Oh wait, I have a mouse over here. What am I doing? It won't let me from here. If anybody can pin that to the top. But yeah, that's what we're doing. March Madness Bourbon Bracket Single Barrel Edition. So that will be starting on the whatever the Sunday is before the 7th. I guess it's the 29th or the 30th or something like that. I don't know. That's the Sunday before March 7th will be Selection Sunday. I already have that video posted. If you want to go click the reminder button on that, that's going to be fun. And then starting on the 7th will be the actual blinds, and they'll be going up against each other. So we have that going on. We did just get, I posted on Instagram, the 2 Bardstown. I'm hoping to get the 3rd Bardstown, the rye, thanks to a friend in Discord, a patron called Will Wootsy. He got me the white label and the black label Bardstown. So we're going to do a 2-for-1 on that when it comes to the reviews. And then we also have Barrel 34 on its way. I should have it in my hands tomorrow. So Barrel 34 is going to be on its way. We'll definitely do a review on that as well. Let me know if everything sounds good, looks good, all of that still. I want to make sure there's no lag on this computer or anything. So as long as I'm sounding good and looking good, I'm happy to be here. This is going to be a fun night. We're going to drink some whiskey. We're going to make an announcement about 8 o'clock. We're not going to stay long tonight. Probably be out of here by 9 at the latest. I say that all the time, and then friggin' Hoser comes in here and tells me to chug some Maker's Mark or something. So we'll see how it goes. I think every single wrench is crankshaft. It might be. That Muffin Man in the house, look at that. Changed his name and everything. Sounds perfect. Appreciate you, Michael. Good to know. Good to know. But let's get into this. Let's get into A right now. Again, I have the answer keys over here. I have no clue. These are double blind. They could be bourbon. They could be American whiskey. They could be Canadian, Irish. I have no idea. So we're just going to try A first. Traditional sip. Cheers, everybody. My first glass of whiskey for the night, which always throws me off. I always think the first glass is hotter because it just tastes hot when you take your first sip. Frame rate seems a little bit lower, by the way. Interesting. See, that's the stuff we're gonna have to mess with. I think I have it on 30 here. I think I used to have it at 60 on my other computer. I don't think I can change that while I'm live though, so I'll double check those settings afterwards. I'm glad you noticed stuff like that because I wouldn't have noticed anything like that. Travis says he agrees. Peter White, cheers, my friend. Where's Peter White? Did I miss Peter White in the chat? The other thing is the chat's small. It's like I have terrible eyes, and then you have the hand movement looks choppy. How choppy? Very choppy. I still don't think I can change it while we're in here. Where are we at? Video output. Oh, it's the bit rate. Yeah, my bit rate's capped at 2500. I have that at 6000 soon. That's my guess. It's probably the bit rate. If I change that bit rate back to 6000, that's probably gonna. I think it's 30. It should probably be 60 frames per second, and then my bit rate should probably be up near 6000. Um, but yeah, we'll mess with it tonight. Again, this is all just to get everything. That's the reason I did this, so that if we ever go live for something real, not that this isn't real, but for something important, especially if we have somebody else on, I want to make sure everything looks good. A, tastes a little hot off the front. Does taste like a bourbon, maybe like a high rye bourbon. It's so nice not to have a 30-second timer going off in your ear while you're trying to do all this. I'm excited about the rest of Matt Madness though. There are some good matchups early in this tournament. Last year it was like you got to the end and you started to see some big names against each other. But there are going to be some good lineups in this tournament early. So some big names are going to get knocked out quick, which is going to make it fun. Is it just me or is the lighting a little overexposed compared to the usual? Is it too bright? See that I think I can change actually. Hold on. See that we can mess with. Boom. Where we at? Exposure. Whoa, see? That we can mess with. What about 5? Is 5 better than 4? Is that better? 5's better than 4? Looks a little bit washed out. Okay. What's up, everybody? B in the house. Jesus on Discord. There he is. Nope, 4. Is this good? This is good. This is better. I could also just turn my lights down, but I didn't feel like getting up. Better, better. All right, we're getting there, guys. This is what we do it for. I appreciate everybody helping me out. I'm also the least technological person of all time, so figuring this out for me is very difficult. Very, very difficult. I don't know I know what I'm supposed to click. I don't know what it does though, right? Like frames per second, that makes sense. Everybody understands that. What does your setup look like on the other side of the camera, by the way? Can you post it on Discord one day? I can. I can show you. I mean, it looks like crap. It just looks like a bunch of wires, and I got a laptop sitting on a box, sitting on a table. I've got a computer. I used to be at the computer, which was 100 times easier, but I felt like I was too far away from the collection, and I want to show off. I'm not going to lie to you. I want to show off a little bit. I wish Brent was in here so he could go over a little bit what we're. When I don't move, does it look better? If I just stay still the entire time, does that help? 37 people in here, by the way. I appreciate everybody stopping in. Dusty Dan with the super chat already. Nick D with the subscription. Appreciate you both for that. I promise I haven't been drinking yet. I feel like the camera needs to move up a little bit too. I keep like cutting my head out. Not too high. Boom. Yeah, there we go. There we go. It's not horrible. Where's the Flyers gear? Oh, I don't have the Flyers gear on. Flyers, did they win? I think they lost last night. They were up 2-0, 3-2, 3-1, and then they lost, something like that. Hit that like button, absolutely. Also, I may be wrong, but that looks like the Yeti microphone. It handles audio better than from the front side facing you instead of the top facing you. Doesn't that depend on which setting I'm using? Does it? Hello, 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 hello. I think because it's like depends on the setting. I'm not quite sure what to do with my hands. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to move them too quickly. You know what I mean? I think that's a bourbon, a high rye bourbon. Proof on that, I'm gonna say, ooh, a little bit older as well. Dries out the tongue a little bit. I'm gonna say there's a little bit of age behind that one. In cardioid mode. Is that the one that looks like a butt, or is that the one that looks like a circle? Or the infinity? Or the 8? This is what I mean, guys. This is what I mean. We're going to get there. There's no mics on the very top. There's no mics here. They're all over here. Oh, yeah, I can see that. Hello, hello, hello. So have it facing up with the settings on the back with the settings that look like a butt. I'd have to, if I unplug this, am I going to lose audio? If I plug it back in? We're about to find out. Hold on, y'all. Don't leave me. I promise we'll be back. Hello? Ooh, we're back. So have it up front with this facing towards you guys. This is what you want. And you want... Which setting do I want? I want the butt. You'll get it back. This is highly entertaining. Hey there, Brent. My man, we're drinking your samples tonight. I knew if I said his name 3 times, it would help. So which one do I want? I want the butt. All right, I got the butt. I've got the mic up. Yeah, butt. Nice. Much better? Should I turn it down now? Is it too loud again? Too loud? Hello? Test, 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 test. Boom. Sorry, headphone peoples. Lots better. Way better. Huge difference. Guys, when I tell you, let me tell you, gain down just a little bit. I'm gaining down. Gain it down. Can I tell you guys, I use this microphone and I have a adapter for my phone on the mic. The gain's down all the way. No gain on the mic. Zero gain all the way off. I had to turn it down on Streamlabs. Sounds like Barry what? Hello, 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 and welcome back to Bourbon of the Week. Today, I'm your host, Chris. You know? No levels are fine. Gentleman Whiskey coming in and telling me everything sounds wonderful now. I want this facing me, right? I want it straight on. I'm telling you, I have an adapter, right? I have an adapter that I use. I plug it into my phone, and I plug it from my phone, and I have it sitting on a table away from me. A little bit away, so you can't see it on camera when I record. And I've had it with it down, facing me, thinking that's going to be the best audio. But it's not. That's what you're telling me? Guys, we might have made the next step here. Bourbon of the Week is about to go, we're about to get a podcast. Turn it up just a little if you leave in that placement. All right, hello? So I want it to be in the yellow, but not quite in the red, right? Like just barely touching over that yellow at some points. I have a pop thing too. I should put that on there, huh? Then we're legit. Almost as complicated as making ice cream. Nope. This is more complicated than making ice cream. I can promise you that. Brent, are you still in here? Don't leave me yet, Brent. Agreed. Turn up just a little bit, but you're leaving it. If you're leaving it there, oh, we legit. Pop doesn't matter as much unless you're really close to prevent the windage. Gotcha. I forgot what I sent. Brent's here. He doesn't know what he sent. We're sipping on it. I'm only doing 3 tonight, Brent. I'll do 3 another time. I'll make like an actual video off the other 3. But I was like, I have so many samples here from so many people, and I appreciate it. I just don't have time to go through them. You're going to get hair and makeup people, maybe an assistant. That's next. We got to get a lighting guy next. As I lean up, you can see it creases my face, so I got to stay. If I'm back here, can you guys still hear me at normal voice, or do I have to yell a little bit, you know? I know a few but can't remember the order. Just popped up to say hi, testing out new Nerf accessories with the kid. God bless you. Watch your eyeballs. Make sure you wear your safety glasses. Ring light next. I got soft lights. I can't. I got a whole lighting system. Is a ring light really that much better? It's a little washed out if you lean back. The lighting or the voice? That makes sense though. This is interesting. I'm learning so much. Let's get to B here though. We only have T-minus 10 minutes till our announcement, people. Stick around. Don't leave me. 8 o'clock, I'll make the announcement. By the way, if you like this kind of stuff and you like to know early what's going on and you like to know behind the scenes stuff like they're talking about here, we do a lot of that. And we do it in Discord, and majority of it is on Patreon. That's the way I do it. I have a lot of behind the scenes stuff through patrons. So check out the Patreon link, whether it's me or another one of a favorite creator of yours. Maybe you saw somebody in here tonight that you also love and you're like, oh, Black Bourbon Family, Dusty Dan, Gentleman Whiskey. If they have patrons, Patreons, patreon.com, but they're called patrons. Go check them out. Check out their patrons because there's a lot of cool stuff that goes on behind the scenes and a lot of cool stuff, and you get involved more. And for me, you have a community and everything like that. So a little washed out when you lean back the voice. Do you go live on a normal day? I don't, Alex. It's weird. I'm very impromptu. I have a newborn baby. She's not really a newborn anymore. She's 15 months, but I have a newborn baby and work schedule is very up in the air. So I can't really ever guarantee a day. So I just, sometimes I'm feeling good about it. So I go whenever I can. Whatever you are drinking is better than Benchmark 8 and the very old Barton I'm drinking side by side. For a fact, you know that because you sent them. 120 proof bourbon. There's definitely rye in there though. High rye, 120 proof, whatever this is. That's A. I'm going to go one at a time so I don't mess up what I'm thinking. So this is A. You can see me opening for the first time. What do we got? Guys, I cannot make this up. I can literally not make this up. Okay? I'll give everybody one guess what I'm sipping on right now. One guess. Everybody gets one guess. What I'm sipping on right now. That's actually unbelievable. That's funny. What did I say though? I said 120 proof? Did I say 120 proof? Everybody knows. Everybody freaking knows. KC12 in the Glendon Night. Absolutely love that bottle. Absolutely love that bottle. Everybody who said Knob Creek Single Barrel is just Knob Creek Single Barrel Select Smoker Friendly number 41. Warehouse. What are the freaking odds that I pick to do this blind tonight and we've got the Knob Creek Single Barrel as the number one thing? How? How does that even happen? Did I say 120 proof? I can't even remember now because I'm so flustered by the idea that this is a Knob Creek Single Barrel. But I did say it's got rye in it. I said it was a bourbon, and I think I said 120 proof. Did I not? Somebody rewind. Somebody go back. Johnny, you're just coming in hot with some amazing links tonight. I appreciate you. Appreciate everything you're doing. The best part about the Patreon is the Discord. I said 120. I nailed that. Of course, tonight of all nights is the nights that I freaking nail that. Somebody send this to Matt. Is ADHD whiskey in the house? Canadian Chris, are they all going to be the same? Chris, if these are all Knob Creek Single Barrels, that'll be wild. Oh my goodness. If these are all the same, I'll be pissed. You said 120 proof and a high rye. Knob Creek's, what is Jim Beam? How much percentage is Jim Beam's rye? I can't remember their mash bill off the top of my head. Had you sampled it last week? Had I sampled it last week? It was the only thing I sampled last week on Matt Madness. All 3 glasses were Knob Creek Single Barrels. And I thought 2 of them were rye. You know why? Because I was nervous. I was scared. 75-13. Here's a question for the chat. What do we consider a high rye these days? Where do we put the cutoff at high rye, right? Are we saying 13% is high rye? Because with some of the stuff out there, I mean, we got 37% rye stuff out there. That's a high rye, if you ask me. Where are you putting high rye? 302 Outdoors, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you for that. Let me move this over. Look, it's off the screen. Oh, no. That was off the screen. Boom. There we go. High rye is greater than 20%, over 21. I thought more than 12, 27, 13 to 30. This is what we need in the whiskey world. We need a written rule for the definition of some of these things. How many barrels is a small batch? We need to know that. That needs to be legally defined today in the bourbon world. It's 2023. I can't be having 50,000 barrels in a small batch. I just can't be having that. From Rabbit Hole, a typical... Ooh, what is that? That's different. A typical bourbon has around 12% to 15% rye. As a rule of thumb, a high rye bourbon will usually contain 20 to 35% rye on the mash bill. 12 to 15 is considered higher rye mash bill for Buffalo Trace mash bill. That's what I'm saying. High rye for Buffalo Trace is over 10, right? Their mash bill number 2, the high rye is over 10. But now Rabbit Hole's telling me it's 20 plus. Some of you guys are saying 30, 35. I don't know. I think it needs to be legally defined. I think we need to petition or work on some rules and regulations. Higher rye does not equal high rye. Okay. I see what you're saying. But then what's low rye? Less than 10% is low rye? Is that what we're going with then? Have you ever listened to the people for Barrel Talk all Have you ever listened to the people for Barrel talk all about bourbon rules? That they are confusing makes a lot of sense. Yeah, there are no people think there's a lot of rules for bourbon. There's not really that many rules for bourbon. There's like 7 rules and like 4 of them matter, especially these days. Like 51% corn obviously matters. Barrel entry and exit points, I guess that definitely matters. Stuff like that. But like small batch doesn't mean anything. Single barrel doesn't even technically mean anything either, I just found out. Some people make stuff, they put a bunch of batched product into one barrel and then bottle out of that one barrel and then call it single barrel. You're cheating. You're cheating. Buffalo Trace does not disclose their mash bills. That is true, but there's a lot of stuff out there telling you, for the most part, mash bill 1 is less than 10% rye, mash bill 2 is 12 to 15% rye. I'm assuming it's either people that are smarter than me or somebody leaked it from inside, or at least they give you some type of specification. But yeah, no actual mash bills released for Buffalo Trace. Old Granddad is 27% rye, and those are definitely high ryes in my opinion. I agree. 27%, that's a high rye to me as well. Speaking of which, what's everybody sipping on right now? I know somebody said Knob Creek 12 year. I love that bottle. It's not Knob Creek single barrel. The Knob Creek single barrels are really good, by the way. Don't get me wrong. I'm not mad I'm drinking Knob Creek single barrel. I'm mad that I got 3 of them in Matt Madness. I'm not even mad about it, I'll be honest with you. It was a good time. I had fun. Just happy to be a part of it, you know what I mean? And Matt does a lot of fun stuff over there with more patience than I have, because I literally cheated and he didn't kick me off. So we can all be happy about that. H2O, I haven't had that brand before. Maybe I'll get a sample from you. 1792 Foolproof. I know there's a lot of big fans of 1792 Foolproof in here. I'm a big fan of 1792 myself. I don't I don't know if I've had a foolproof sample. Jason, what's going on? Appreciate you hitting that subscribe button tonight. Thank you for that. We've got Stag Batch 18, absolutely fantastic. 1792 foolproof, fantastic. 1856, like that. Uncle Nearest. I was thinking about which Uncle Nearest I should pick up, but I haven't had one yet. I've heard a lot of good stuff about Uncle Nearest, but I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong for anybody who has had the entire lineup, I don't want to start with like their standard offering, because I've done that in the past with a lot of other stuff, as you can see, and usually I don't like the standard offering anymore, but I know they have some other stuff, some higher proof stuff, some older stuff, so I would love to know which one of their products I should start with now that I'm a little bit further into my bourbon drinking career. um, St. Patty's Day, Four Roses small batch. I'm assuming that's small batch. There's no I in there. Leslie, what's going on? Appreciate you stopping in. Just picked up Penelope Barrel Strength. Which batch you got, Stickless? Reserve Bar has Uncle Nearest single barrel in stock for anyone looking. See, that might be the one to go with. Lot 40 from Canadian Chris. Obviously, going with some Canadian, right? 100% unmalted rye. I've only had one Lot 40. I had a glass of it when I went to a bar one time, and I got the Lot 40. It was really good. I don't know. I couldn't tell you much more about it. What was going through your head when you smelled A and C and Matt Madness before you got caught? Too similar? I thought they were the exact same thing. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button. And I'm gonna say Dresden. That's what I'm saying, right? Dresden. I got that right. It's hard to see on my screen, so I appreciate you though. Um, it's 8 o'clock right now. We're gonna finish this glass right here. We're gonna guess it, and then we're gonna get into our announcement for the night. Because there's 46 of you in here, and I appreciate you guys all being here. So where were we? Uncle Nearest Rye is pretty good. It's good, Chris. See, I just gotta get some. Pint of Guinness. Ooh, a little smoky barrel bar, drinking some Guinness tonight. How did you pour it? Did you give it like the three shakes or whatever you're supposed to do? Father, Son, Holy Ghost. I forget how you're supposed to pour those. Single barrel from Reserve Bar is fire. Oof. Now I might have to grab that one. See, you guys are getting me into these. KC Single Barrel won the blind in my group samples versus Old Fourth Ward Cash Strength, Wyoming Private, Jack Daniel Single Barrel Strength, and Bull Run 14. A lot of good names in there too. Brent, I don't know what that means. These things, these acronyms, these breakdowns, they're not for me. VOB86, very old Barton, gotcha. Greater than benchmark 8. Is that an 8? Sorry, I got bad eyes. Those are my guesses. You were saying those two earlier. That's the only reason I had a guess there. I have an Old Soul single barrel high rye bourbon. It's 21%. High rye bourbon, 21%. I like not Old Soul. I'm thinking Old Scout. I'm thinking Old Scout. I haven't had Old Scout or Old Soul, I believe. 23 more days until my favorite holiday. Boom. Coming up. I've got some samples from Jake McKee about some Irish whiskey we'll be drinking here in March as well. Batch 11. What batch do I have? I think I have batch 6. Mine is batch, shoot, where does it even say it? Batch 6. I have the batch 6. So they're getting up there. Batch 11 already. Redwood Empire. I like that, Christopher. Which one? Which one of those? Pipe Dream, Lost Monarch, Giant Emerald, Emerald Giant. What is it? Very old Barton 86, Benchmark 8. Boom, nailed it. Larceny Barrel Proof A123. Gotta let me know how that one is, Ryan, because I'm curious. Before I pick them up, I always like to hear some opinions. Has anyone had Old 55 from Indiana, not MGP? I've been hearing these guys are making some big waves Midwest, but haven't hunted one down yet. Old 55 won, and I'm going to give spoiler alerts out here, but it's been long enough. You should have watched it. The Bourbon Van, Phil and Julie, they put out their 2022 Whiskey of the Years 2022 Whiskeys of the Year, and Old 55 won. So I'm also interested if anybody has had that and what they think about it. I trust Phil and Julie, but never hurts to get a second opinion. Old 55 is good. There you go. I always see Barrel, but I'm yet to try it. What is your favorite? So as of right now, Barrel 33 is my favorite. I haven't had a lot of Barrel stuff. I've had Barrel Vantage, which is very good. Barrel Vantage, I just put a video out if you want to go watch it. It's more of an experience than anything else. I use that word a lot in there, and I make fun of myself for using it so much. But it was literally different the first time I drank it, the second time I drank it, and the third time I drank it. So every time I drank it, it was something new, which was awesome. But it's also like sometimes you want consistency. So still very good. I would recommend it, but at the end of the day, just be careful because if you don't like the first sip or if you love the first sip, your second sip or your second glass or your second time visiting it might not be the same. Then the only other two I have, Seagrass is very good. Again, crazy different from anything else I have. And then Barrel New Year's 2021. So that's 2 years old. So I don't think that's laying around anymore. But that was also very good. I haven't had a barrel yet that I don't like. I've had some that I don't love, but I haven't had one that I don't like. And I have Barrel 34 on the way. I should be picking that up tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that review as well. Let's get into B here. We're 4 minutes late. Then we'll tell you our big news here. And I appreciate everybody stopping in. Click that like, click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Brent, the only one that's a member right now. I do Patreon. Brent actually clicked membership as well. So this man's out here doing it all. You get that cool little circle next to your name. And then I'm going to do some other stuff for members, probably very similar to what I'm doing for patrons. You know, invite you into our Discord. We'll have a separate chat just for you guys. And then, of course, you obviously get some cool perks here in YouTube as well, which is awesome to see. I love seeing the little Bourbon of the Week thing pop up. And then each month that you're a membership, you get like cooler badges. So as you work your way up, you'll get different badges, maybe different colors and stuff so people can see and know that you were a part of it for a long time. So appreciate you, Brent, for that. If anybody ever does want to click that, members, look at Jake. Jake coming out here becoming a member right away. He said, say no more. Say no more. Jake McKee becoming a member. Appreciate you, Jake. This tastes right up there. It tastes right up there with that 120 proof. I don't. It's either right above or right below. I'm gonna say if you sent me 3 Knob Creek single barrels for this, if you like messaged Matt and got this all coordinated, I'm gonna say it's bourbon again. I don't think it's anything other than bourbon. It does taste like a rye bourbon. It doesn't taste like a wheater or anything like that. Troy and Lisa coming in with a $10 super chat with no message attached. Troy and Lisa, good people. If you're not talking to these guys, again, come join the Discord because Troy is one of the funniest guys that I talk to. Love having him around. We do video hangouts once a month, and he is literally the life of the party. We're going up there. I'm gonna say I gotta give it an actual proof. Let's say 117. Is anything 117 proof? Now I'm like trying to think. Let's go. It can't be 114. It's not that low. I'm gonna say 120 again. I'm gonna say it's 120 proof. I'm going to say it's a little bit younger than the first one. I don't know. Did this have an age on it? Barreled in 12, bottled in 22. So 10 years old for that. I'm going to say it's a little bit younger than that 10-year mark. And yeah, and it's a bourbon. Let's see what we got. Knob Creek single barrel, imagine. Oh, what did I miss? Somebody just clicked something. New Riff single barrel, I was gonna go 114 too. 113.2. New Riff single barrel. Love New Riff, making waves in the community. They need to come out with. They've had the Balboa. When was the what was their last release that everybody was excited about? The single malt or something like that. But it is a single barrel bourbon. This is barrel number, if anybody cares, 11,446, and it's at least 4 years old. So it was younger. I was gonna say 114 proof, and it was 113.2, and then it is a bourbon, and I'm pretty sure New Riff is a high rye as well. Who did something over here? Somebody else click subscribe or something? I want to make sure I say thank you. It's not popping up on my news feed. Maybe it will here in a second. Come on, click it. You know you want to. Hey, I had 117 proof Blue Note. He. Ah, the Blue Note uncut unfiltered is delicious. Speaking of which, making waves, absolutely. Making waves. The real Newman in the house. That man loves when I say they're making waves. New Riff is fire. I agree. New Riff 6-year malted. That was the one that everybody was talking about. The malted rye was delicious. Sherry finished single malt. New Riff single barrels are good. I agree. I have one up here still. I have the single barrel rye and their single barrel bourbon. I don't know which one I like better, rye or bourbon. Troy and Lisa Tool donated $10. I said that though, right? I thought something else popped up after that. Maybe it was just still up on screen and it caught my eye. But here we go. We're going to get one more glass after this, but I already promised you guys 8 o'clock. We're going to talk about it. If you're already in Patreon, you already know about this. If you're in Discord, you probably have an inkling. And if you saw the thumbnail, I'm sure you could have put it all together by now. But we are finally in the next step of the process of getting our first single barrel pick, and it is going to be Blue Note. Now, I already have a Blue Note juke joint. It is a single barrel pick, uncut, unfiltered. This is a GAWOB pick. It's absolutely delicious. So I am very excited to announce that we are going to finally do our first barrel pick here on Bourbon of the Week. We are teamed up with Shared Pour, who is going to be hosting it, as well as a partner with Chris from Whiskey Noobs podcast. If you are into podcasts, if you like podcasts, or you're into any type of whiskey content when it comes to TikTok or Instagram, Whiskey Noobs podcast, I think he's just Whiskey Noobs on Instagram, whiskey_underscore noobs. Check him out. He's awesome. We've worked with him in the past. We've been on his podcast. He is going to be teaming up with us on this because, and I love you guys, but I gotta watch my own, I gotta watch out for myself here. It's going to be like 175 bottles is my assumption. That's what they're telling us, right? 175 bottles is what this barrel usually yields. They usually don't see it push a 200, and they haven't seen anything under 165. So I don't think, and I might be selling myself short here, but I gotta, again, protect myself. I don't think I can sell 175 bottles. And if I can, then trust me, the next pick will do it alone. But I wanted to team up with somebody who I think was awesome in the content that he creates, that I've worked with before. He's kind of in a different realm with the podcast world, so we can kind of kill two birds with one stone and start to reach out to other different communities and stuff like that. So I think Chris is going to be a great addition. The two of us working together. We have samples in the mail. We have one sample coming to me, one sample going to Chris. We have a sample going to one of my patrons. His name's Scott Smart. You've probably seen him here. He's in chat usually all the time. I don't know where he's at tonight, but he's usually in chat. He's definitely been a part of my community since literally the very beginning. I think he was my second Patreon of all time. He's one of my highest tier patrons. So Scott's going to be my very first person to do a pick for me. And then Chris gets to bring somebody in, and we're going to do 4 of us tasting and 4 of us deciding which one we want to be the barrel pick. And I am very excited. I am very, very excited. Is Scott in here? I do not know. I have to scroll up. I feel like I missed a lot here. I was getting into it. Okay. Newman, the silent mod in the Discord. That's the one. 808. Woot woot. Freaking cool. Cheers, bud. Is Scott in the chat? I wish he was in here. That's awesome. Yes, David is the LOL, yes, David, the silentest of mods. He is. He makes sure everything runs smoothly, though. I would literally not have a Discord if it wasn't for Newman. So love that one. I think it's going to be a great pick, and here's why. I had an opportunity to pick from a bunch of different bottles, but I think the reason that I wanted to do Blue Note first is, first things first, the price point is right. I didn't want to, like, we had an option to do barrel. I don't know. It's hard enough to get people to support. Not hard enough. I definitely have the core group of people that I will, but like random people to sell 65, 75, 85 bottles, I need more than just my core people. And so to do that, I wanted to make sure the price point was right on the first pick. I didn't want to go out there and try and pick something that's $100, $150. We're talking pushing those numbers after shipping and everything. So one, the price point's going to be right. It's going to be in like that $50 to $55 price range when it releases, plus shipping from Shared Pour. I think everything Shared Pour does is $17 flat rate shipping, and that is whether you get one bottle or you get 50 bottles. So if you do happen to, and we're a couple weeks away. Again, once we make the pick, it's probably going to be about 8 to 10 weeks after that before we have the link live ready to go. So definitely stick around for, it's going to be a couple of weeks, but I wanted to make my announcement because Chris put out his announcement as well. So I wanted to make sure my people knew about it. Count me in for 2. I'm going to buy 2 bottles at least. Hell yeah, love Blue Note for sure. Want that one. Blue Note, and that's the other thing. I think Blue Note has a very good following. The one that I had is very good. Everybody who's had an uncut, unfiltered seems to love it. So that's going to be awesome. Congratulations, great pick. The Blue Note uncut sells itself. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, even without me, Black Bourbon family, congratulations on the pick. I appreciate that. Where do we place orders? LOL. Again, once everything's live, it's going to be a little while, about 8 to 10 weeks after we do the pick. It will be on Shared Pour. I'll make sure I have links in my Instagram. I'll make sure I have links. We're going to go live for the pick. Then we're going to go live when it releases. So I'll make sure to have picks. I'll make sure to have things everywhere. Hell yeah, can't wait to try it out. Christopher Blumker, they do ship to Texas. They also do ship to Pennsylvania. And if you have any issues, he said, reach out to me or reach out to them. They will make sure to get anybody who wants a bottle will get a bottle. Very smart. Yeah, it's what's the mash bill of Blue Note? That's a great question. So Blue Note used to source from Green River, and Green River just got bought out. Is that what I'm thinking of? Blue Note 70 20 10. Okay. I knew it was something around there. Sourced from Green River Distilling, but Green River just got bought out. So they probably still have, I'm assuming the barrels that I'm picking from are still Green River, even though Green River got bought out. But I'm assuming the barrels that I'm sourcing from are going to be Green River still. I can't imagine they already went through all of that. Short bottles is Green River, tall bottles are Dickel. Muffin Man coming in here with some information. If they ship to VA, I'll get one. There are a few states that I believe they don't ship to. Tennessee, I believe. Don't quote me on this. I believe there's 5 states that they have trouble with. Oregon's one because Oregon's crazy. Phil and Julie from the Bourbon Van tell me that. Tennessee is one, and they won't ship to like Hawaii or Alaska or anything. Canadian Chris, I apologized. I don't think they're gonna make it up to Canada, but yeah. So again, I appreciate everybody who does happen to buy a bottle. My goal is to sell my 85, right? If I can push my 85 bottles out there, I'll be very happy. Anything my personal community or my channel does above and beyond that is just extra, and that's just, more love than I could ever imagine receiving, especially where I started out this channel. We're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. That's our next big push. We just broke 6,000 on Instagram. TikTok, I love all the people that I know on TikTok. I've met a lot of cool people over there, but we all know that follower type of thing it's not your community. You know what I mean? I definitely have a couple of people over there, but they're more of the people that are also posting on TikTok more than just the people that are like coming to watch my TikToks type of deal. TikTok's funky though. What are you thinking on the age? Hopefully they ship to South Carolina. I believe they ship to South Carolina. Age was a tough one. I think they're like 7 to 8 years old, right? I don't know if this tells you an age on this one. This one doesn't tell me an age on it. I might be wrong on that. Don't quote me, but I believe they're in that 7 to 8 year range. Am I wrong? Anybody else know the age on Blue Notes? This one doesn't tell me. Muffin Man, you know? By the way, Zoolander, $9.99, $10 super chat. Can't wait. I appreciate you for that. It's going to be awesome. Just to have a bottle with my name on it is going to be the craziest thing that I've even thought was going to be possible in this community. Will you be able to tell who buys them in your community? So during the original release, so we're going to do 3 different releases. The very first release will go to patrons only from both of our channels. So if you want to guarantee a bottle, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's not going to sell through Patron. It's probably going to sell through patrons. So I'm not like pay me so that you can get this bottle because I'm not again, the patron isn't for money. The patron so that other patrons can we can do cool things. I send out flasks. Do I have one? Boom, 1 year flask. You get like a Bourbon Bombers flask. They're really sick. I just sent out another 10 of those. We've been through 20 of those right now. So patron, it's definitely to raise money so I can buy some things to make the channel better. But I'm not out here to like make a living off Patreon. I'm out here to do cool things with patrons, like send out some cool stuff. So it'll release to patrons first, and then will release to Discord. Once it releases to those two communities, they're allowed to track the information because they're technically communities. But once it releases to the public, they're not allowed to track it. And they're not tracking, again, they're not tracking your credit card information or your address. They're just tracking that somebody clicked this link. So to get that link, I know they had to be a patron because they clicked on it when I put it in the patron link. You know what I mean? Somebody clicked this link and bought a bottle. So that they can tell me. So after the first week or 3 days, however long we decide to put it on Patreon, they'll be like, hey, the patron link is now closed. We're going to open up the Discord link, which again, now patrons will still be able to buy it, obviously, but now I know it was somebody in Discord who bought it. So I know it'll be my community because Whiskey Noobs will have his links, I'll have my links, just to do a little bit of research on who gets to buy what or who gets to sell what. Um, can't wait to get my first Blue Note. Absolutely, it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be good. I think the hardest part is going to be deciding which one I want to go with. You know what I mean? How bad can they be? So when you have four great bottles in front of you, so you will be able to tell if you sold eight. I will. I'll be able to tell if I sold eight because that's probably what I will sell. No, I'm just kidding, Alex. Yeah, I'll be able to tell. I won't be able to tell if I sold 85 unless I sold 85 before I send the link out to the public because again, once it goes out to the public, it's free for all, it's anybody's game. I won't know that it's my community, you know what I mean? It could be somebody who's never even heard of me, who's just been looking on Shared Pour and is like, "Oh, this bottle sounds pretty cool. I want to buy one." So, I won't know that I sold that particular bottle, but for the most part, I'll get a good understanding of my Discord community, my Patreon community, and then maybe do like an Instagram only release and do something like that. But yeah, I'll have a pretty good idea of what I sell myself. Will they be numbered? I believe that they are. No, they just tell you the barrel number. I don't think that Blue Note does like bottle number one of 175, but that would be cool because then we would know everybody who got which number and like how different. I guess they're all the same barrel anyway, but find one that tastes like KC SIB. And there's only I might never drink that bottle again just because of the pure horror that I went through on Matt Madness. The embarrassment. I'm not one that embarrasses very easily, by the way, so it was all for fun. We're getting into C here, but hey, just barrel number on the Blue Note. Yeah, just barrel number on the Blue Note. Yeah. Sometimes I read things weird. We're getting into C here. C taste. He went all single barrels. That's my guess here. The sticker's got to be badass. We're already in works. If anybody wants to help think of a name as well, it'll be Whiskey Noobs. We're both Chris, and then Bourbon of the Week. So we've got to think of a fun, cool name that somehow includes that. We have the Bourbon Bombers that are Patreons. We have Scott that's going to be involved in it. So like Scott Smart, Chris, E equals. I was thinking like an E equals MC squared type thing, and then like change an E equals. I don't know. Something will be fun. Bourbon boobs. There it is. Right on, bro. Cyrus, appreciate you. It's gonna be a good pick. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I got 3 more bottles of sample A. Damn it, Brent. Don't send them to me. Pertucci sticker. Just put the publicized Pertucci's right on there. Buy one bottle, get one ice cream free. By the way, 40. I think we reached 55 people in here at one point. Might be the most I've ever had on a single YouTube, just me on here by myself. So you guys are amazing. Appreciate you all for being here and hanging out. That's the big announcement for tonight. We already talked about everything else going on. Barrel 34 coming, Bardstown, both bottles here. Hopefully, if anybody has a lock on the third Bardstown, the Rye, the Origin series, let me know. I'm willing to pay. March Madness Bourbon Bracket Single Barrel Edition, another thing. Come join the Discord. The link in the description should work. Some people tell me that it doesn't work sometimes, and then other people it just works. It's unlimited, so it should work. Come join the Discord, if not for anything else, just to chat with some like-minded people. We appreciate you, Michael. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Sample A came from the same warehouse as Booker's Pinkies batch. Don't lie to me. Booker's Pinkies batch. 6 years, 10 months. How old was this? 10 years. 9 years, 9 months. 10, 11, 12. 9 years, 9 months, so a little bit older. How do you know where this came from? This doesn't tell me a warehouse or anything. It's probably in that little booklet, huh? I keep all of those in the back. Floor 3. It worked, but you have to do a couple verifications. Nice. That's fine. Yeah, I don't know how again, Newman, he was in here, the silent mod, he controls my Discord. If he ever gets mad at me one day, I'm screwed. That man could just delete everything. My whole life gone. Look at the Pinky's batch card. Yeah, the box is in my closet. I don't keep them out. They're too big. They're too bulky. You know what I mean? I love that they have the box. Congratulations, Chris. Super happy for your barrel pick news. Keep up the good, I'm assuming good work. I appreciate it. Leslie, that's awesome. Thank you for stopping in here tonight. I am very excited. I think I'd love to say it was an easy ride, right? It was super easy to get here. It was like 46% from Warehouse Z. Gotcha. I'll be honest with you, when I first started this, I never thought it would be this much work. And it's not work because I love doing it. Basically, I drink now so that I can create content because I love to create the content now. Like at the beginning, it was like, oh, I like whiskey, let's make a video about it. But now it's like, oh, I like making videos and talking to people. And I wish I could go live more often because this is the fun part. We do this in our patrons, and it's once a month we get together. And by the way, we haven't done a February one yet, have we? And it's the 22nd. I'm over here slacking. My guess, now that I know A and B, my guess is C is also a single barrel. Okay? I'm going to say 108. No. Is that less or more than the 113? Ooh, that's good. That new riff is good. I'm going to say it's lower than the 113. I'm going to say 110 proof. Might put us in like a Russell's Reserve single barrel type of pick, maybe? Russell's Reserve single barrel, what do we think? Somewhere in there. Russell's Reserve single barrel is my pick. 110 proof. Let's see what we get. Ouch. This freaking thing stabbed me. These staples are messing my whole day up. Ladies and gentlemen, Russell's Reserve single barrel, Wish Newer White. Lower barred label. I don't know what that means. Not the select. 110 proof, 55%. Why? Why could we not do that for Matt Madness? We literally got Knob Creek single barrel. We said 120 proof. We said a higher rye bourbon. Boom, boom, boom. Got it all right. Russell's Reserve single barrel. Not a select, but 110 proof. Called the bottle and everything. And then we had New Riff. I didn't call the bottle, but I was going to say 114 proof. I was damn near perfect on all three of these, and I completely blew it during Matt Madness. The newer labels have a white band at the bottom. Okay. I haven't had newer than this. I haven't had a single barrel in a while. I got to get back over to Jersey. There's like a full band around the bottom, you're saying? Where was this, Chris, on Friday? You know, I went into that so confident that I was going to do well because I had done so well. My brother-in-law, Dave A in here, sent me samples. I nailed Eagle Rare store pick. Nailed it. Said this was a 10-year Buffalo Trace. Everything. 90 proof. Got it perfect. 2 out of 3 of these, damn near perfect. The third one, I almost said 114 proof. That would have been damn near perfect as well. But here we are. 5 days too late. Matt's not even in here for me to brag about it. Matt, listen. Matt, if you're watching this or if you come back to watch this, I want redemption. I want a loser's bracket. I don't care. Or an invite next year. That's cool too. I know you're a busy man. First time jitters will be better next time. I agree. I also had the messed up part is I had 2 drinks beforehand to calm down the jitters. I had a Russell's Reserve single barrel, which is 110 proof. And then the Knob Creek was 120. And for some reason, I guessed if I would have guessed 120, I guessed 100 instead of 120, so I was more than 10 off. If I would have guessed even like 115 instead of 100, I would have won because I would have gotten 7 points instead of 0. So I would have had 120 points. I would have had 20 points and beaten him at 19. You know? 3 of the same, very tricky. It's just 90% of that is the mental game. So there's obviously nothing on the line here. So I just went through and being able to guess knowing one, right? Like knowing this is 120 proof and then being able to sip this makes it worlds easier. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying if I would have done this Matt Madness style, it would have been the same outcome because once you can set your palate at 120 proof, you're like, okay, that was less, and then you're like, okay, that was also less. And then you're like, okay, this is Knob Creek, which has this much rye in it. Okay, this had more rye than that, and then this has less rye. You know what I mean? Once you can set your palate, which is what I tried to do with Russell's Reserve Single Barrel before Matt Madness, it's a lot easier. So I would recommend to anybody watching this who's going into Matt Madness, pick the most consistent bourbon in your collection or most consistent whiskey because not all of them had to be bourbons. Pick the most consistent one that you know the best and drink at least a glass of that before you start because it's going to set your palate. It's going to get you level. It's going to get you even going into whatever you're doing. Then work your way up and down from there. Although I say that I did it and it didn't work. So who am I? But that's what we have for these three. I'm gonna get rid of this Knob Creek single barrel just because it's bad juju in this house now. So we're gonna pour this up. We'll talk for a little bit more. I don't want to keep. I said 9 o'clock at the latest. We'll see how many people want to hang out for a little bit. Um, Maybe I'll hop in Discord chat after this if anybody wants to hang out over there while I tweak some of my settings over here. Then you guys can tell me if anything looks better or worse. Or I'll just do I can just do a private live stream as well and tweak some settings. Dude, dumb ways to die, Alex, for sure. I went through I did a video on TikTok. Woo! I did a video on TikTok right after that where I'm literally smelling both glasses, and it was funny. Two of the three neck samples are more obscure. One is common. So that's right. Brent sent me 3 more samples here, and some jingle bells. Gotta put the kid to bed. Addie says goodnight, Uncle Chris. Good night, Addie. Make sure you shoot her with that Nerf gun one more time for me. Pew pew. My niece just turned 9, and me and my brother bought her both Nerf guns. So now she has 2 Nerf guns to beat up on Dave. Damn, this is good. That's the crappy part. It's so good. And I thought they were rye. This doesn't smell anything like rye. I thought 2 were rye and 1 was bourbon, and they all smelled different to me, which was the weird part. And then once he asked at the very end, are all of these from the same distillery? One of my patrons sent me a sample and he asked that same question. And I went back through and I thought it was, what did I think it was? I didn't think it was Jim Beam. I thought it was, I forget, Barton or something like that. No, that was the samples, the other samples I got. I did think it was all the same distillery. I guess yes to all the same distillery, but I can't remember what I thought it was. But listen, first question for you guys. What do you guys like to see on YouTube? What's your favorite type of content on YouTube? Do you like reviews? Do you like list top 5 of 2022? Top 5 what I'm drinking right now? Top 5 winter whiskeys, summer whiskeys? Do you like lists like that? Do you like blind comparisons? Do you like Marissa comes down and picks 2 random bottles off my shelves, pours them in. I don't know anything about them and I try them. What's your favorite thing to watch on YouTube? Do you like live streams versus watching actual videos? What do you guys like? Your advent calendar. The advent calendar was a lot of fun. I wanted to try to add that to like a weekly, like once a week, doing that for TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube shorts, and I still might. And Alex, I appreciate you reminding me of that because that might be one that I put into the rotation because that was a lot of fun. Just finished barrel dovetail. Not sure I will get another, but good. Not another, but another good but better as a sample. Okay. See, I haven't picked up the dovetail yet. Jake, I know you love the live streams. I see you all in all of them, and I appreciate you being here. The live stream, I think live streams are more fun. They're more fun for me, because I get to interact, which is why I try to do my every video that I post as long as I know I'm going to be around. I've missed a couple, But if I know I'm going to be around for them, I try to post my videos as premieres so that I can hop in chat and like talk to anybody who happens to be watching my video along with me. I like blinds because they make me not feel so bad, and you shouldn't, Brandon. You see how good I did. Reviews are great. Love the blind tastings also. I'm a big fan of blind tastings. You know who does some good blind tasting videos? Josh and Aaron, Stuff and Whiskey. They do some good blind tasting videos. I got to partner up with them on a blind tasting, so I have an idea for that. So I'll probably reach out to them tonight. Barrels and Bourbon. What's up, Nate? I know who you are. I know that name. Nate in the house, another top tier patron, a store pick patron with some awesome perks coming in here. New Year's Eve live was great. New Year's Eve live was fun. Marissa was down here. We went right up until the ball dropped. Lives are great in the moment, but not great to watch later. Alex, I couldn't agree with you more. I can't. There's a few live streams, but I usually click through them, right? Like, what are we talking about? Where are we at here? Canadian Chris, comparable whiskey. If I could never find Blanton's, what is a comparable and possibly available? The number one thing, I don't know if you're asking this like as a video idea or me right now, but I will say my number one recommendations. Actually, I can't even remember what it is now. Yes, John J. Bowman or Bowman Brothers. They're not the same. Don't get me wrong. They're not. If you didn't have Blanton's, you should get John J. But I think John Jay being a single barrel. It's A. Smith Bowman, which is Buffalo Trace. I'm pretty sure they're the same mash bill, Blanton's and John Jay. A. Smith Bowman, if you don't know, sources from Buffalo Trace, aka Buffalo Trace distills it. They send it to A. Smith Bowman. A. Smith Bowman distills it again, so it's double distilled, and then they barrel it. So I think my favorite recommendation for a readily available product, readily available. I mean, it's not here in Pennsylvania, but it's in Jersey. John J. Bowman is my favorite video ideas, but thanks for the quick recommendation. John J. is my, but I do like that as well, that video idea. There was somebody on TikTok that was doing, if you can't find this, grab this. And it's like a 30-second video. And I think he did like Stag Junior and Benchmark. And then I went back because I had both of the bottles and I said, yes or no if I agreed with him or not. So I think that would be another fun thing to start doing. If not this, then that. That would be a good idea. Isaac Bowman is a great finished bourbon. Is Isaac is port finished? Well, what is the coolest bottle compared to Blanton's? The coolest looking bottles is actually tough. There's a lot of bottles. I used to buy bottles just because of the way they look. One I haven't bought ever, even because it looks cool. Willet. Willet is obviously one of the coolest looking bottles out there. You got Caribou Crossing as a Canadian whiskey, which is a very cool looking bottle. What else are some cool looking bottles out there? I like the Yellowstones are cool looking bottles. I feel like not a lot of people, especially with glass shortages right now, they're just kind of very generic looking bottles where I feel like novelty bottles was a big thing for. Oh yeah, Old Fitz. That's behind me underneath me. That's why I didn't see it. Old Fitz decanters are definitely, I mean, this is one of those where I'll take these labels off once this bottle's done and that's my new decanter for sure. Can you find the 1792 lineup in PA? You can't find Baker's is unique. Yeah. I like Baker's as well. Where's that at? Right here. Can you guys see? Yeah, it's in camera. Can you find 1792 lineup in PA? Thoughts regular small batch is the only one I can ever find in North Carolina. 1792 the lineup I think is one of the most slept on lineups in whiskey right now. Nobody talks about 17. Everybody likes it, but nobody talks about it. 1792 small batch is one of my favorite generic small batch bourbons out there. I mean, like Russell's Reserve, sure, but as far as like something else, 1792 small batch is one of my favorite. The foolproof, everybody that I've talked to absolutely loves the foolproof. I have a single barrel and I have the bottled and bond. Both of those also fantastic. I don't know a 1792 that I've tried that I didn't like, if that makes your life any easier. I don't think I found all of those in Pennsylvania though. If anybody else in Pennsylvania can quote me on what's quote unquote available here in Pennsylvania, I know the foolproof isn't available. Once in a while they'll drop like a store pick or a single barrel. But other than that, I think the bottled and bond and the small batch is all we really get. Where was I at here? Belford bottles are beautiful. Never had that one. Not Redemption anymore after the lawsuit. Oh, what happened with Redemption? I don't even know about this lawsuit. I feel like that is why Blanton's is so searched for, just because of the bottle look. I mean, it makes sense. And it's just availability. It's gotten kind of out of control with Blanton's, to be quite honest with you. Frank August, I haven't had that. I've heard of it. I haven't had that. I think JD single barrel bottles are very cool. I love those like thick square bottles. They're definitely cool. Jack Daniel's single barrel proof, by the way, will be featured in our March Madness Bourbon Bracket single barrel edition coming up this March. Steve, what part of North Carolina are you in? Alex is curious. 1792 would be great if there was more distribution. Love the small batch, but the others are hard to get. I agree, and I don't know why. That's the thing. I just don't know why. Sweet wheat is the best. That's right. Sweet wheat, 12 year, 1792 12 year. Had a sample of that. Oof. Definitely on my hunting list. Only 1792 other than small batch I have found is foolproof. Is that in PA, Dave? Or is that somewhere else? Jake McKee, the bottles are cool, yeah, and all tasty. I've had multiple samples of that, and I haven't had one that I don't like. There's a few I've had some samples down here that I haven't gotten to in a long time, including one that I literally just found the other day. Hold on. Elijah Craig barrel proof. That's an old barrel proof as well. Jack Daniel's single barrel 128 proof. I wish I knew like more about these bottles. This was like a shady pickup deal though. Larceny barrel proof A120. That's a little bit older. Where's the one I'm looking for? It's a Stag, and I think it was Stag 12. Stag Junior Batch 12. I just found this sample the other day. I need to put a light over here so you guys can see when I put. It's too dark. I just found this the other day. This is full. Whoever gave this to me, this was one of the first sample swaps I ever did. And it was just like a shady dude I never met before in my life. Met him off of Facebook. He sold me a bottle of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof B517 and gave me a bunch of samples. We're going to try them. And if I die, I die. You know? I'm on the border of North Carolina, South Carolina. Luckily, you down there too, Alex. Alex, Steve, you guys should meet up. 1792 12 year is the only one worth hunting for, in my opinion. Sweet wheat was just another one noter. See, have I had a sample of the sweet wheat? The 12 year was fantastic. I don't know if I would say I'm ever hunting 1792 like foolproof single barrel small batch. I'm not hunting them, but 12 year, yeah, I'm hunting, quote unquote hunting. AKA, if I go out and I see it, I'm buying it. Grab a pour of Booker's Pinky's batch and try it next to sample A if you have some left. I'm finishing sample A right now, so I can do that for you. I could do that for you. We got about 20 minutes left. Again, I don't want to hang out too long tonight. I want to work on some video editing and stuff like that. But I do want to try this out now that you mentioned it. This is Pinky's batch, right? Yeah, 2022. Wait. 2022-04, right? Yes, Pinky's batch. And what are you saying about this? Same warehouse, same floor? Is that what the consensus was on this? Same warehouse, same floor. This is A. This is what my New Year's tasted like, KC single barrel and Pinky's batch. That's a hell of a New Year's. 120 proof versus 122.4. I just passed on a KC or on a 1792 12 year at $99. Store near LAX. I don't even know MSRP. What's SRP on a 12 year? LOL, if you leave, we will still be here drinking. That's kind of what I figured. Me too. Pinky's is the same warehouse for the bulk, different floor. Okay, obviously not a single barrel. Same warehouse for the bulk, different floor. Okay, so this is the KC. See, the KC to me, Booker's in general has always been super easy to pick out the nuttiness, that peanut butter, that peanut flavor. Where the KC, I get it, right? It's on there, like it's Jim Beam, but at the end of the day, it's more subtle than the Booker's is. We pay 50 here for foolproof 1792. What about 12 year, Troy? Do you know about 12 year? Just do your editing on the live stream. I can't even see my computer over here. I need to get eye drops. Johnny, you live in Cali? Johnny does live in Cali. How did you know that? Oh, because he says near LAX. See, these right now, my nosing, which was another reason that I kind of was terrible at Matt Madness. I have no nosing skills. Somebody literally asked me one time, "Why don't you do nosing in your videos?" And it's simple answer, I can't. 50 for the 12 year as well? Damn. So I guess yeah, 99's a lot. If you're doubling MSRP, then I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. Oh wait, Jake lives in Cali. I was confused. Jake asked Johnny if he lives in Cali. Yes, Jake lives. Okay. Never mind. You can find foolproof everywhere. It tells me it's not that good. I don't know, Jake. Talk to Hoser. He happens to love the foolproof, and I think he's looking for it, or people are looking for it. Ooh, that's so good. The Bookers, which normally for me drinks super easy, super under its proof, hits a lot harder than the Casey at 120. That's weird. I did not expect that. I was expecting a lot more sweetness to come off of this. Best Barton can be found in Lucky 7. Troy, tell him. Tell him, but don't tell him about 13th Colonies. Shh. Shh. Don't tell him. 13th Colonies is actually sending me a bottle of either their bourbon or their rye, or if I'm lucky, both. But we can never know. We have them sending me that. We have Barrel 34 on the way, and then we also have a company just reached out to me. What is it? Maybe you guys have heard of this. That would be super helpful actually. What's the name of this? How come when there you go. Wheel Horse Whiskey. Anybody heard of it? Wheel Horse Whiskey. Looks like this. You guys can't see that. Come on. Nope. You can look them up though. Wheel Horse Whiskey. Never heard of it. I've got a bottle of that coming as well. Lucky 7 is real good. I had the proprietor. I had the holiday toast, or I have the holiday toast. I don't have it. I haven't had it yet. I just grabbed a 13th Colony and Juke Joint from Sealbox on Monday. Is it the 13th Colony double oaked? Is it their rye or is it their straight bourbon? I'll send you a sample of whichever one they don't send. Perfect. They're awesome people, by the way. When they reached out to me, they were very genuine, very nice. Telling me they watched, a couple of videos. Yes, Wheel Horse, you'll like it. Love to hear that. Love to hear that. It's a cheaper bottle, 35 bucks, but I think it's younger as well. I think it's only 2 years aged, although it says 2 to 4 years. Wheel Horse is the best $30 bottle in my opinion. Uh-oh. Andrew, that's a bold statement. Yes to Wheel Horse. You'll like it. Will do, Alex. Thanks. Yes. 27 here in New York. Whew. Okay. The second glass of Booker's is more Booker's than what I was than the second glass. The second sip of Booker's was more Booker's than the first sip of Booker's. So much peanut butter. It literally it's like a peanut butter milkshake. A peanut butter vanilla milkshake. That's what it tastes like. Somebody remind me once we open the ice cream store to make a vanilla milkshake with peanut butter and then sip it with this. That'll be the best thing I've ever had in my life. The best thing I've ever had. This very old Barton 86 costs $27.49 for a 1.75. Very old Barton only has one bottle, right? It's only the 86. Do they have like a bottled in bond or something that I'm not aware of? Let me move some of this crap out of the way. Ugh, I hurt my back the other day, by the way. This baby's getting heavy. I'll tell you what, I'm not a big guy, right? I'm not, I don't work out. I work out, but I don't lift. Like I'm not out here to get jacked. And I'll tell you what, oh, hold on, ladies and gentlemen, the bourbon van in the house. I told you if we said their name 3 times, they would show up. We hammered a bottle of Wheelhouse Ride during a camping weekend last year. We loved it. That makes me very happy because let me tell you, and I'm full disclosure here on Bourbon of the Week. I don't lie to you about anything. They're sending me a bottle. They said a sample. We'll see if it's a bottle or a sample. But the thing when people ask to send me samples, One, sometimes they ask me specifically, we want to send you this to review. And I get nervous when people say that because the last thing that I want to do is not like the bottle and review it. Because I've had a couple of conversations with my patrons in particular. I'm not the type of guy that's going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you just because you sent me this bottle for free. But you also don't want to burn bridges, right? So there's kind of a way that you have to balance yourself between at least giving the good side of things. And I'm not good at that. There are some people out there that can be like, yeah, it's not for us, but it's good. I'll just straight up tell you if it sucks. But now I've got a couple of people in here, including the Bourbon Van, by the way. We were speaking about them earlier. We've talked about them all night, actually. Make sure you check them out here on YouTube. They're putting out amazing content. One of my favorite channels on YouTube to watch all the time. They do live streams as well. They were on last night with Scott from My Bourbon Journey, and that was a journey. That was fun. That was a lot of fun to watch. So check out Phil and Julie from the Bourbon Van. They're all over the place. The reason I like Phil and Julie, and I've told them this all, I tell them this all the time. They're your the same thing when you're talking about all we talked earlier, like what do you like to watch on YouTube? They're giving you the reviews, right? They're right there with all those big name bottles, but they also travel to the point that they're visiting distilleries that none of us have either heard of or we have heard of and nobody else is talking about. So the fact that they're so available for travel, they're so available to get out there, they're in the wilderness, they're in the trails, they're out there hitting up these distilleries that people don't hear about and then trying their stuff. And like I said, by the way, Phil and Julie, I don't know when you just joined. I'm assuming recently. Somebody asked about Old 55, and I had mentioned how that just won Bourbon of the Year for you guys for 2022. So if you want to ask somebody about Old 55, they're definitely the two to talk to because they loved it and they picked it as their number one. These lights, I'm literally trying to. I need to figure out how to get my chat bigger on this laptop because I can't see. I have the worst eyes. I wear contacts. I'm negative 3.25 in one eye and negative 3.5 in the other. So if that tells you anything, I don't know. Are we excited for Blood Oath Pack 9, finished in Oloroso sherry casks? So what did I just have finished in Oloroso sherry casks? Hill Rock. As a matter of fact, it's sitting right here. Just had Hill Rock Oloroso sherry casks from New York. Spoiler alert, video will be out next week. I didn't love it. I'm not a wine finished guy to begin with. And second, I am not excited for Pack 9 only because I didn't like Pack 8 or Pack 7, personally. That's just me, though. If you liked the packed stuff, it just wasn't for me. Just wrapped up our workday. This is a terrific ease into our night. Gotta love that. I mean, West Coast over there, so it's what, 9, 8, 7? It's only 6 o'clock for you guys. That's crazy to me. By the way, Scott talked for a while about Wheel Horse Bourbon last night. He says it's the same juice as Green River. Green River just got bought out. We were talking about that earlier. So does that mean so is Wheel Horse sourcing from Green River, which is also Blue Note, which was our big announcement for tonight, by the way, Phil and Julie. We are doing a Blue Note single barrel pick, which is going to be exciting. So is Blue Note, Wheel Horse, and Green River all the same stuff? Or am I making this up? I'm usually excited for its release every year, but there are so many sherry finishes out there already. I agree, Robert. There's a lot of stuff out there that's doing this Oloroso sherry casks. Old 55, no need to go crazy with the expensive stuff. Get that bottled and bond and be very happy. See? I told you they would know. Can totally understand. I typically like sherry finished, but the Blood Oath is pricey. That's the other thing. It's a lot of money. Get out. Get out what? Blue Note pick? That's all. Oh, okay. I was like, no, I'm pretty sure they got bought out. Yes. We're doing a Blue Note pick. We've teamed up with Chris from Whiskey Noobs. We're doing a Blue Note pick. The sample should be here by the end of this week. We'll probably do a live sometime next week. If not, yeah, sometime next week. And then once we pick it, it's about 8 to 10 weeks out. So we're very excited about that. With you on all those assessments, Hill Rock, 80 pack or BO pack, 7.9 meh. Yeah, I'm just it's too expensive. It's one of those things like it flies off the shelves when it first hits Pennsylvania and then it kind of sits, right? Like you can wait and hopefully it goes down. We know nothing. Scott is more aware. We just know that we like Wheel Horse Rye. That's fair. I'm excited to try their bourbon. And I'm more excited now that it just got a bunch of good reviews from people in the chat here. So that makes me even more excited to try it. By the way, Phil and Julie, we just found out Phil and Julie have their videos and they have this upright in their videos. And Phil, I had it facing me, and everybody was like, "Yo, put the mic up." And I don't know why watching your videos, I didn't understand that that's how it should be done. But apparently, this is how you're supposed to use your mic. So I'm an idiot. Somebody mentioned Old Soul earlier. What's the word on those? Somebody said Old Soul. I haven't had Old Soul. I've had I can't even remember what it is now. Old, I forget what I said. But somebody did mention Old Soul earlier. They said they liked it. I think they said it was good. I honestly forget which one I'm sipping now. Yeah, this is the Jim Beam. No, I forget. Jim Beam. They're both Jim Beam. It's Knob Creek versus Knob Creek versus Booker's. Old Soul tin type is very interesting. I'm here to see if Chris is slurring yet. Disappointed in what I'm hearing. Should I is this the hoser? This looks like a different hoser than I'm used to seeing. Is this the hoser? Somebody let me know. LOL, our audio is garbage. You're lying, Phil and Julie. The next step up is going to be a lapel mic, but I don't know how to figure out those things either. We're only going to hang out. We got like 8 more minutes. I want to be off by 9 o'clock. Chris needs one more pour to slur. You don't know me very well, Brent. Pound for pound in college, I was pretty good at throwing them back. My son's YouTube login, apparently. Well, hoser, listen. You got to be 21 to watch this channel. So I'm gonna mods. Can we boot the underage kid here? Our lapel mics have failed 50% of the time. That's my biggest fear. So I've asked like 10 different people about different lapel mics, and they're like, dude, they're awesome when they work. And I'm like, okay, how often don't they work? They're like 30% of the time. And I'm like, that's not good enough for me. I can't do 30% of the time. Bardstown bought Green River. Is that official, Dave? Is that the official report? We'll go pour for pour someday on a visit. Brent, don't tease me with a good time. They see far worse drinking habits from home. Stop it, hoser. That's true, Dave. Okay, so Bardstown is the official buyout of Green River. So then I'm curious what happens to Blue Note. Do they just continue sourcing, but now from Bardstown? Does Bardstown see? I don't know how these buyouts work. So does Bardstown now just own the company, and Green River is still going to because Green River distills, right? It's their own stuff, from my understanding. So did Bardstown just say like, listen, I'm tired of losing out on this market share, and we want your money, your income, your profit. So we're just gonna buy you out, and you continue doing what you're doing. So Green River is still producing and doing everything under Green River, or is it like now they get all their product and Bardstown's gonna like use that in their blends? Like, how does that work? I wish I knew more about that side of things. What part of PA are you in? Southeastern Pennsylvania, right outside Philadelphia area. He's near Philly. Yep, I'm outside of Philly. Nice. It is. It is. It's been a tough year for Philadelphia. We had Philadelphia Union lost in the championship. We had the Philadelphia Phillies lost in the championship. We had the Philadelphia Eagles lost in the championship or the Super Bowl. The best part is the Philadelphia Flyers can't make it there. So at least they won't lose in the championship because the Sixers can. So if we have 4 out of the 5 go to the championship and lose, it's gonna be tough. Reading, PA here. What's going on, Smokey? I don't mind a little Reading. I go up to Reading every once in a while. I'll be in Hershey and Millersburg. Millersburg, I don't know where that is. I know where Hershey is. That's where they make the chocolate. None of the stuff you're talking about is available in Oregon. We only know what Scott tells us. LOL. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. We don't get Green River here in Pennsylvania. We don't get the other one that I was talking about. We don't get Bardstown. So it's like this doesn't affect me. Philly, home of the second place. If that's not the truth, I don't know what is. I travel with variety. I don't know, Brent. I'm ready though. I'm ready to go bar for bar with you. Bottle for bottle, sip for sip. Although we do drink responsibly here on Bourbon of the Week, okay? Drink responsibly. Always stay healthy. Stay happy. You know what I mean? You holding out any hope for Bernheim barrel proof? No, not gonna happen. I haven't had any Bernheim. I also filled out something to try to get a barrel pick with who was that? I forget who it was. There was another barrel pick program that just came out, and it's like there's no way I'm gonna stay pick 16 people, and I would have to assume thousands sign up, hundreds of thousands maybe sign up for this barrel pick. So it's going to be interesting. If they pick me, it'll be even more interesting. But I forget who that was. I posted it on my Instagram story a little while ago. Chris, if I drive over, I'll bring a number of bottles, then may buy some of the on the way. That's fair. You bring whatever you want. I'm not scared, Brent. I've never been scared to turn down a drinking challenge. I'll drink anything you have to offer. Oh man, what do we have left here? So listen, this is what I have to do, and somebody remind me. Change my bit rate, not my bit rate. Yes, my bit rate to 6,000. Change my frame rate to make sure it's at least above 30, probably 60. I think I can handle 60 with this computer. So bit rate 2500 to 6,000, frame rate to 60. And here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna say. With 3 minutes left, if you're in the Patreon, I'm going to close out of this live stream and I'm going to open up a new live stream after I change my settings here on YouTube. I've never done this before actually, but I know you can click like private and then I'll put the link in the Patreon page. So any patrons, Brent, you'll still get the link. You're still in the Patreon, I think, even though you're a member now and not a patron. So we'll figure that out eventually, but um we'll go live with just patrons to see if we can figure out this video thing. Check my hands out. Are they moving too fast? Are they looking good? Check the audio out. Make sure everything's good, and then we'll try and get into some cool stuff into the Patreon, and I'll pour one more up with Brent. So I'll sort it out. Whichever one you want to be a part of, Brent. You know, I'm not going to kick you out of the community if you did memberships over Patreon. So again, I'm going to eventually merge it all together into one big one. The reason I wanted to set memberships up is because I think it's a lot easier for people to just click join here on Instagram or here on YouTube than to be like, hey, also go to this website, sign up, connect it to Discord. You know what I mean? Go unlisted if you're StreamYard. I use Streamlabs actually. I don't use StreamYard. Um I probably should. I just don't want I know there's a free version with the StreamYard thing and that but Streamlabs is free anyway and I get like one invite for a guest. If I ever need more than one guest, I'll probably use StreamYards, but I'm just not there yet. I'm not big enough yet. Rather than private. Right. No, I see what you're saying. Yeah. But same thing. It's the same thing in Streamlabs. You can use unlisted rather than private. I just love your content and how you roll. That's what we try and do here, Brent. We try to have a good time. Free is good. If it's free, it's for me. I can promise you that. But listen, 9 o'clock, I'm going to let everybody hop off. Like I said, patrons, if you want to hang out, you're more than welcome to. If you don't, you don't have to. But I'm going to try and figure out some video stuff on here real quick, and then I'm going to hop back on. Appreciate everybody coming out tonight. I know this was impromptu. We had 55 people here on one point. That's absolutely wild. So 32 of you in here still. Click that like anyway. I know we're getting off, but click that like. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button. Let me look before I even hop off. Let me look how close we are to 5,000. We're like 300 away, I think. We are 299 away. So click that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate everybody hanging out tonight. Phil and Julie from the Bourbon Van, make sure you check them out. We had Black Bourbon Family in here, Gentlemen and Whiskey in here as well. Make sure you click all of those subscribe buttons on all of their channels. Ciao. See you guys tomorrow. Come chat with us in Discord. Again, it's free for Discord. I know the Patreon is another Discord chat that we have, but again, the regular Discord is free and we chat 24/7. It's just a group chat. It's a text message app, but it's on the internet. So if you're scared to join Discord because you don't know what it is, shoot me a message on Instagram at Bourbon of the Week. I appreciate everybody, but we'll see you next time. In the meantime, please don't drink and drive. Always drink responsibly and stay healthy.